welcome back to another Bloodhunt live stream. I am Shameen King. I am the senior concept artist on Bloodhunt. Before that, I worked a little bit at Ubisoft Singapore on Assassin's Creed Origins, among a few other games. And with me on the couch...
I'm David Thurland, producer for Bloodhunt. And if we're doing the history lesson, I used to work with Battlefield a bunch of years and a bunch of other things. And you are, sir?
Yeah, and I'm Jacob Ajwell. I'm the global community manager for Shockmob. And I worked with David also on Battlefield for many, many years. So
nice.
Yep.
That went so smooth. So, launching right into it then. First, straight off the bat, for those who don't already know, there was a Slipknot competition earlier this month. Could you tell us a bit more about that and how that's been going?
Yeah, there was indeed a Slipknot competition, and it has now ended. And the winners have been either announced or will be announced. So stay tuned for that. And if you won, congratulations. Enjoy the show. And if you're going into the mosh pit, please be careful, because that can always get quite tough at those concerts. So, and here we have a nice shot over, how it looks, where we have the Bloodhunt logo at the Slipknot show. So, if you see it, make sure to shout extra loud for our game.
And I guess just follow on the Twitter for more information about that, or?
No, this has now ended. So the winners will be contacted through email through us. So stay tuned for that.
On top of that, David, we had a new initiative that involved players directly, giving us feedback about what they would like to see. So
so the ranked play initiative, I think we called it at the end. The key thing here is really to look into what a ranked mode could be for Bloodhunt with the community in mind and have them part of the process. So essentially, before we even have a design, we sort of have a goal and a vision of what we want to do and sort of what we don't want to do. But we want to involve players that are interested in this early to pick their brain throughout the process and even show like early design drafts of what we're going for and discuss them to know that we sort of anchor it in what players actually want to play when we do add ranked in the future.
Oh, that's super cool. So for now it's just ranked, but maybe in future other things as well?
Yeah, I mean, if this initiative pans out, there's no stopping us, I guess.
Sweet.
And if you would like to join this initiative, you can do so by joining us on our Discord server, which is discord.gg/bloodhunt. And if you go in there into the general chat and you write !ranked, you will join the server and you can come and talk to David directly and let him know what you would like to see.
And if you type ranked ! You'll just look crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that'll do anything, but maybe we'll add a fun Easter egg for that. A special Shameen channel where, the memes go wild 24/7. I don't know.
I wonder now how many of those there are.
I was gifted.
Someone will help you.
I feel I have reached, I'm sorry, I just bumped my mic. I have reached peak potential. I was gifted.
And here are some of the statistics that we gathered when we
we started with a survey, a pretty in-depth survey, to be fair, but it was also to sort of really weigh how much people really wanted this, and where we're sort of identifying the same things that they were gonna say in the end and so on. And pretty much it seems like you guys and girls really want what we sort of want to design, I guess, in some fashion. So it's a good start, and that's why we're continuing on this.
Yeah, it's really great for us to be able to tell, like, okay, because we have an idea of what we want to do, right?
Yeah.
But we want to say, like, okay, how does this actually match to what our players want?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if what we want to do completely, goes the other direction, then no one's going to want to play it. So it needs to be a nice marriage and compromise in the end.
Precisely. And I feel like, this is the way that we have been developing the game, also when we're doing the community service after every update, this is also the way we work. We kind of look at the stats and it's like, okay, we have an idea, but what does our players actually want? And that's what we're trying to do with our games.
Yep.
Nice. Awesome. So as well as that, we have been busy with even more competitions, and currently there is another competition that's still ongoing. If you could tell us more about that, Jakob.
Precisely. So there's a competition ongoing. You have until Sunday to enter. And all you need to do is go to our Gleam and enter it. And then you play Bloodhunt for 2 hours. And you have great prizes. So we have 9 PS5s that we're giving away, which is, pretty cool because they're still pretty hard to find.
All the PS5s in the
Maybe. And we also have 20 Epos H6 Pro headphones, which are also really, really nice. So, make sure to play Bloodhunt and then enter our Gleam. If you're looking for the details on where to join, we have posted this on both on our Discord and also on Twitter, and I believe on Facebook as well. So find that, enter, play the game for 2 hours, and maybe you'll get lucky and we'll see you on PS5 in the future.
I mean, what else are you gonna do on Halloween except play a vampire game and totally not pretend to be a vampire, pretending to be a human, pretending to be the devil? So, in other news, so David, cheating and hacking has been a problem for games, especially a lot lately over the last couple of years. So, what is our strategy to counter this?
I mean, our strategy is to have an anti-cheat. That's sort of key. And we're obviously looking at hardening our systems. You've seen a lot of that through the hot fixes that we've been pushing out that stops the client from doing things it's not supposed to be able to do. There's always going to be holes there. And then over time, that becomes more and more hard to do the weird things, essentially. We have another one coming soon as well, where, shoot through walls or...
Oh, the weird... yes,
the
okay.
stuff that you're not supposed to be able to do. Then there's the softer side of things, the aim bots and whatnot of the world.
Right.
And that is more of a learning process because we need to teach our anti-cheat to automatically identify these. We're always going to chase. It's never going to be us being ahead of that. And we don't want to be too hard on that either because we don't want false positives. Because false positives means someone that wants to play and actually is a normal player can't play.
Yeah, what if
so
it's really
always
good
going to be
shooting?
Yeah. So every time you actually do post a report through our systems, it really helps train that system as well.
Okay.
So please keep doing that. I know you all want to be able to report in-game and to be able to, I guess, get a sort of confirmation in-game as well for when someone gets banned that you have reported in the past. And that's something we're always going to look at making for sure in the future.
So we can get players to help us make the game and train our AI?
Yeah, that's essentially how it works.
Our baby bot. Apparently, we're already at our break.
Oh, wow.
Nice! So, well, thank you guys. Thank you both for joining me for the first bit of the stream then. And after the break, we will continue with patch 0.6.
Ooh.
The community patch, as we call it.
Sorry, my notes say the wrong thing.
No
the
worries.
internal name.
Didn't you write these notes?
Maybe I did. A week ago. It's an old version, perhaps.
All right, so we'll see you guys after the break. And we're back. That was a quick break. And Jakob has transformed into Craig, our game director for Bloodhunt. If you would like to introduce yourself.
I'm Craig. I'm the game director for Bloodhunt.
And
thanks for serving that up for me. That was nice.
all right. Well, in that case, moving on. Now that we are warmed up, so we can talk about the next update coming up, called the community update. What can we expect from it?
I mean, the community update is essentially us really trying to build an update for the community, hence the name. We've looked at a bunch of different areas that have been feedbacked on, and we've moved them either almost all the way or just a little bit, but we should have something in this patch for almost everyone. And quite a lot of really good stuff as well. I'm really happy about this release.
Okay, cool. So, can you tell us about the first one? Maybe?
Oh yeah, sure I can. It's my favorite one actually, and it is. You've been asking for this quite a lot of time, and we've also asked for this internally, and that is to be able to requeue from prog. So once you're in a game and in the summary screen, you can now press F1 or the little button at the bottom and requeue. There is one caveat though, it only works as a solo player. So if you're in the solo queue, straight up, you just do that.
Okay.
If you're in a group and you played randoms in trios, why ever you would do that, I do that sometimes, but then you would get that. But even if you are in a pre-made group, you would also then solo queue as a trio. So beware.
So each of you would then split into solo
exactly.
queues.
So
Okay.
you don't want to do that if you want to keep your group together.
Right, right. So just like impulse, oh god, no!
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so in future, can we expect to see that for groups play as well?
Yes, of course. That's the missing piece here. And there's also some other things to sort of shorten the whole experience of getting into the game and the match and sort of out of it. All of that's been tightened up. Where previously maybe there was a round nice 10-second wait, now maybe it's 7.5 or something.
Yeah, we tightened up the timings on a lot of the parts where you're waiting.
Nice, awesome. I thought we should put some like awkward elevator music in the loading. Dee, 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 dee.
No.
No? Okay. Well, that will be good for getting into the game faster, at least. What about for anything, maybe perhaps for new players joining Bloodhunt for the first time?
Yeah. Do you wanna?
Yeah, so we've been working on bots for quite a while, and they're finally at a point where we can get them into the game, and it's meant to be something as you first play the game, an onboarding sort of thing where you can practice against them, you can get some kills, you can get a feel for the game mechanics without it being too intense, and then we transition you out of it after a few matches.
And you can identify bots being in your game by the little card that shows up on. Well, now we have it on
Yeah,
screen, I think.
yeah.
The cultists, as we call them. You can see that before you spawn in. And that means there's bots on the match.
So they will have, I presume, special looks, special clothes. So
They just look like regular players, but
Okay.
their names will all be cultist 1 through whatever.
All right.
We didn't want to disguise them as players. You won't be totally convinced that they're players anyway.
Yeah.
They do have some really good behaviors, but they're still a work in progress. So
They're also tuned to be easy opponents as well, right? Or at least onboarding opponents.
yeah, and they're very obsessed with diablerie. They will
They want blood.
yeah, they'll go after blood at any
Oh,
cost.
they're
to their lives.
frenzied.
Yeah, I think we
I
have some
see.
footage here of a game where they're fighting some bots eventually. And there they are. That's a bot. Doing.
But they're actually they're actually pretty fun to kill.
Yeah, and of course, just so everyone is very well aware about this, bots are only for the onboarding part. We don't have them in the general game and the general queue. It's to ease players into playing the game and understanding the game and get some time to actually get used to all the intricacies of climbing all over Prague and
Yeah.
using abilities and all of that kind of stuff.
I definitely did find a bit of a steep learning curve after the tutorial going straight into my first game. It was
Yes.
like, oh!
Yeah, we're trying to smooth out that transition
Yeah.
for new players.
Awesome. So maybe now I'll finally have a chance to land a kill.
You will, for sure, I think.
Another feedback that we had quite frequently was that players wanted more to do within the game itself. Are there plans to add some new things in the future?
Yes. Let's see what you're referring to. Oh,
Also
so this is essentially our way of sort of showing appreciation and also have something to do every day in the game, right? So we are actually giving players, there's one daily challenge that now will give you some tokens. So if you want to sort of collect up and go and buy something, you may do that. There's also daily free items in the store. A plethora of player cards and player banners that we've made internally in the team. You were part of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's some really cool looking stuff in here. Which I hope,
man.
and they're going to be fairly exclusive to when you can get them. So you better watch the shop and better claim them when you can.
Yeah, these
Diabolical.
are limited time offers, so it's good to get them while you can.
See, now I have to log in and play the game daily.
I guess.
You got me. Anything? Oh yeah. So anything else that's the daily free item? We have done that question. So right. Related to getting new items, there has been some feedback that it was a little difficult to tell what you have unlocked when you have unlocked it.
Yeah, we had a problem. Even when you get a battle pass reward, it shows you in the match summary, but it was very easy to forget about that when you get into Elysium again. So we've added a pop-up when you get back in that shows you. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
That's our favorite. Need to log in.
As you get back into Elysium, it pops up what you've unlocked since the last time you were in there. So
It's like bang, 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 bang.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
very nice.
So then we have free tokens, free daily items, and a reward celebration for when you get items. Is there anything else that we are missing?
Also, there's new quests. So there's a bunch of new quests in this patch.
Ooh.
6 new quests.
Yeah, you know better.
There's a new onboarding quest. So for the first time you get into the game, if you go and talk to Kustos, you'll get your initial quest, and that actually takes place entirely within Elysium. You have to find your way around a little bit, but it's a nice incentive to explore. And then as you complete that, then another one will open up. It's still, again, like we're early access, so this is all a work in progress. So you have to talk to the Primogens after every match to figure out who's got stuff for you to do.
Okay, I see. But that's cool. I mean, it speaks to the role player and quester in me. I just smacked my mic again. It's gonna be a thing. All right. A few players have felt that it is a little bit unfair how the game is handling how kills are rewarded.
Yes.
Do we plan to do anything about
This
that?
is a long overdue
Yeah.
and very appreciated. It's very hard. We've been testing on this patch for a while now, and whenever I go back to the live game, I just get so frustrated that I'm losing my kills. So now you get kills when you down a player, and no matter how they're finished, you get the kill.
Okay.
Long overdue, but
Yeah.
it's very gratifying.
And what happens to me, the kill stealer? What do I get?
You get an assist. So
I
if
get
you
some.
if you eliminate somebody who's already downed, but now also if your enemy is down by the red gas or by entity or by a shark, for example, or fire, then you still get the kill.
Oh, you still get
Yes,
the kill.
it is.
Like you
it is
should.
satisfying. Yes.
Okay.
This
Interesting.
is something we meant to fix for launch, but we just ran out of time.
Right.
And then we couldn't get it fixed for 0.5. But
for
Finally, here it
0.6.
is.
yeah,
The
actively,
community
yeah,
update.
it's internal.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. And speaking of speaking of the previous patch, that early access has been going on for a while now. So, are there any plans to spice things up a bit?
Yeah, we have. I mean, we noticed that we need some variation to the game, and like the cultist card that you saw, there's also now what we call match variations that we can turn on at sort of a whim's notice. So you see them on screen
Ooh.
now.
This is an experimental feature, so it's not going to be on
well
all the time. It's something that we want to try out, but it throws some mutators essentially into a match. Keep you on your toes.
Interesting. Oh, that's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And anything else? Are there any changes to the map that are planned over time, perhaps?
Yeah, we've got a couple of new high-tier loot locations, potential high-tier loot locations. The graveyard is now one, and the Memorial Park is another one.
Okay.
And so in these locations, you can find sometimes high-tier loot, and you can also find the chests with the special items on.
Sweet. Assuming nobody has gotten there before you.
Yes.
So it sounds like there are a lot of new things to look forward to in the game, a lot of new updates. Is there anything else that we can expect?
Yeah, there's more. I mean, there's the big one, I guess. I see that's my
so
Earth.
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
That
No,
your
there is
outburst?
more. This is my favorite, to be honest. This is my
Okay.
favorite, and it's duo mode. You guys and girls wanted this in the survey. You showed clear interest to swapping. So with this patch, we have the ability to swap trios and duos, which we will be doing. And that when the patch goes live, we will be turning it on.
Only be doing duos now, no more trios?
Initially, we'll do duos for a while, and then
Okay.
we can
We can
toggle
swap back when we
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to, and we will eventually.
So you've got to pick your favorite friend now.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just one favorite friend.
And it plays completely differently from trios and solos, and it's a nice sort of change of pace.
Interesting. Okay.
It's quite a lot of fun.
I think that is everything that we have covered, except for if Jakob wants to join us again.
Yeah.
We've got new banners, locations, duo mode. Is there anything else?
We'll be releasing the patch notes pretty soon. There's crazy amount of stuff got into this.
It's
update.
a lot of smaller things as well, and
A lot
balance
of
changes.
bug
And
fixes and things that we were planning to do later, but we found the ability to get them done later. We had to cut some corners, so
Yeah.
not everything is perfect. You should expect these to be work in progress
for sure.
features, but yes.
Awesome. So maybe we could take questions from the community if there are any from the chat. But that sounds like a whole butt ton of stuff we've got in the
Yeah,
game now.
it's quite a lot.
I will admit,
It sure
I haven't
is.
played much of it lately, so now I'm gonna have to, so I can get me that duck banner.
There is one other thing that's worth mentioning is that you auto pick up consumables now.
Oh yeah.
It's such a
Oh, yeah.
huge relief.
Essentially, you don't have to smash F all
Yeah.
over the place.
Nice, yeah, because like that puts my hand off the shooty key.
Yep.
Right, so in that case, I guess we'll go to another quick break, and when we come back, we'll be doing some community question and answer. Because
Sounds
we're
good.
spicing up how it's done here. And we are back. Hello again with everybody now on the couch to answer some questions from the community. Starting with several people have asked for more information about the PS5 and the PS5 release. If we can tell them more.
Yeah, so we can tell them that the next patch or the next the next stream will be all about that release date and
Okay.
PlayStation 5.
So we can't talk about it
So
now.
we'll wait until then.
Okay. All right. Well then, to a non-PS5 question, Bunter UK asks if we can enable jumping off walls in the lobby so that we can get better with movement. I would also really appreciate if we could do that.
Yeah, we'd really like to do it. It's something we've tested a bit, and it was a little bit. It needs some work to get it smoothed out, but we agree that it would be really nice.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, we do have some people that have gotten up onto some of the chandeliers, so you can compete to see where you can get.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen some impressive.
Yeah, some impressive finds as well on
Oh no.
nooks and crannies you can get
no.
it. And they're like, how did they get there? Oh, you did this weird jump thing.
Yeah, you gotta practice slide jumping off banisters and so on, but you can get to some pretty interesting places.
So we can still practice. It's just even harder. It's hard mode
Yeah,
right
you
now.
can't practice certain mechanics, but at least the getting to
The
places
slidey
you
part.
shouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, I was pushing for like fun Easter eggs and things we could hide within Elysium. So if we can climb the walls, it's even better. We
Yep.
put even more stuff hidden in there.
Yeah.
All right. So Kumagang asks, when is ranked?
So, I mean, it is an initiative. We're essentially designing what it will be. And then we will build it and we will test it. And it will be very public when we do. So you will see, I guess, when we start doing that. And if you're interested in being part of it, go to our Discord and type exclamation mark
Exclamation
ranked.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And then you get invited to the channel, and then I'll be there and say hello.
Yeah. And if you do ranked exclamation, then everyone will help you, I'm sure. figure
Yes,
out-
they're very friendly in the Discord. They're normally, nice
Yeah.
about most things. So
It's a very supportive group. It's
Yeah.
nice. So Era70 asks for an in-game reporting option as well.
yeah, I guess I wasn't clear on that. So that's we know you want that. We also want that. We also want an in-game version of some sort of kickback for people that you have reported in the past that get banned in a ban wave. So you know whatever you're reporting actually does some good in the end, right? That's an important bit here. Both those features are very much in our to-do list to do.
Right. Okay. What's up, Brian asks, when is the patch coming out?
The patch is coming out tomorrow, 10 a.m. CEST.
Central European time, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
thank you for that. And that will be that's when we essentially have like an hour of making sure everything works proper. So we will start with trios, then we'll swap it to duos, and we'll try it, and then make sure that it all runs.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like it's gonna take a little bit of time until duos actually gets activated, and the same thing for the tokens. It's gonna take a little bit of time. So you'll get an update, you start playing, but duos is going to be activated like an hour or two or
an
something
hour
like
or
that.
Something like that.
But we will keep you updated on what is going on through Twitter on
And
all
the
of the
Discord
details.
as well. So
Exactly.
don't worry about that.
It's like a slow release patch.
We need to
Maybe
make
find
sure
it.
that
Make
everything
sure
works.
everything works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
We've
sense.
crammed a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that it all works and doesn't break anything
One
unexpected.
thing. It's always one thing and then another thing.
Yes.
Villianita asks if we have any solution to the long wait for the Spanish and Latin queues.
I'm hoping a patch will do the trick because it's a population problem in
Oh.
our queues, right?
Yes.
So more players, that will be faster. Right now, the way the matchmaker works is that every 1 minute 15 seconds, it looks at the next adjacent region from your ping site. So essentially, you start in your region, and then after 1 minute 15 seconds, it adds another one, and then it adds another one. So after I think it's 3 minutes 45
Yeah.
seconds, you're essentially global. So if you don't want to be global, you don't want to play with crappy lag, you reset every minute. That way you can make sure to get a local one. But if there's not enough players, you're not going to get a game, right?
Right.
So basically, you press F1,
Yeah.
and then you wait a minute, and if it doesn't start, and you really want to play locally, you press F1 again to
Cancel it.
cancel the matchmaking, and then do it again.
Right.
I mean, it's going to take a longer time, but at least there is the chance that you'll find another players in that region.
And this setting is something we can tweak as well, and we probably will. It all depends on how many players come in now with this beautiful patch that we're putting
Yeah.
out.
So F1 is to reset the queue, and Alt F4 is to hard mode reset the queue.
Yeah, I guess.
And as always, we will be super thankful, to spread the word about the game, because it will not only help us but also help you play the game. So that will be fantastic.
So Radar117 is asking if there is going to be crossplay.
I mean, that is connected very much to that next stream we talked about.
Right.
I think. So let's
all
wait until
things
then.
PS5.
Yeah.
Okay. I found out that I had the wrong idea of what crossplay was this entire time. Hey man, I used to cosplay. Anyway, Dear Wamba, any info of a fulfilled battle pass on PC, and will it carry over to console once it is released?
So the battle pass for the early access is on PC essentially,
Okay.
and the early access is on PC only.
Right.
So that battle pass is over. So no, it won't because it's not the same battle pass.
So they have to buy a new battle pass for PS5?
Well, it would be another season.
Right. Right. Okay.
I can give you that detail.
Well, of course, any rewards you unlock are unlocked, so it's not like you use.
Okay,
lose your
so
rewards.
you'd need a new battle pass, but your rewards would be moved across both?
I think we should talk about that in the next stream
Okay.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's a little bit too detailed to go into right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I guess a more technical question. Neo Nico 42 is asking if we're going to smooth out the animations.
I'm
That's
not
probably
sure.
the animation compression. That's a performance thing.
Is that like animations between?
It's when you see.
Oh, at the
I'm
far,
guessing
yeah,
it's
yeah.
for the distant players.
Okay.
That essentially
right.
that's our animation loading
Yeah.
happening, so to save performance, and we are gonna work on performance, and there is performance improvements in this patch as well. They're not like the end-all performance improvements, but it will affect everyone positively for sure. But that part is something we're working on as well, and
And as
pushing.
we optimize, we'll look at the compression and see what adjustments we can make.
Okay. So Devil Blake 17 is asking if we have any more unlocks for people who have already finished the battle pass and have no more reason to keep on playing, which I think would be a good excuse to sort of, you know, recap all of the cool things we just talked about for anyone who's late to the stream.
Well, so the new quests that we've added will have rewards associated with those. So if you play those quests, you'll get some specific vanity from that, which is
Okay.
nice. And then like with the daily challenges, the tokens that you can earn from one of the daily challenges each day, you can use that for obviously buying whatever you want in the store.
Yeah. I think that's the gist of those.
Okay, yeah, so more items in the store and daily rewards, so
Yeah,
even
and-
more items in the store.
And the new quests as well.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Do we know like what sort of rewards are given by the quest, or it's more hairstyles, eye color?
I think they're mostly like player banners. I didn't see the final
Okay.
lists. I've been testing them, but I didn't really.
You'll have
test
to
that
play to
aspect.
find out.
Yeah,
Or-
you have
Yeah.
to play.
It's
I
gonna be
don't
a
want to
surprise.
misrepresent it. but,
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I think both the daily and the weekly quests or challenges have been tuned as well, right? And there's some that
Yeah,
are-
there's actually more daily challenges as well. We didn't mention that. There used to be 3 daily challenges. Now there's 8,
Oh,
and we've retuned them to be a little less like you complete them in 5 minutes
Right.
previously. So now they're a little bit more involved. We want them to be something that you can complete without having to spend hours in the game, but it's a little bit more involved than previously.
Okay, cool. So more challenging, more.
Yeah, they're just a little bit
a
more
bigger
involved.
spread, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
And there's 8 of them, so it's just a little
Yeah,
bit more to
yeah.
do each day.
Little
And you get
and
progress, of
choose.
course, still for that. So
sweet. All right, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Lix Game Over is asking if we have plans to optimize the controller.
yeah, I mean that's part of the whole PlayStation setup,
Right,
obviously.
yeah.
So we'll talk more about that in the next
stream.
But yes, of course.
and all that work will carry over to the PC as
Yes.
well.
Okay.
We've been playtesting it internally
Yeah.
and doing external usability testing on it, and we've identified some issues. It's much better. It will be fully featured when
Okay,
we're out of
yeah.
early access.
Yeah.
So it's a work in progress, but yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Genbu BH Central is asking, when can we expect tracker.gg stats?
I know, I happen to know because I check this channel all the time where we collaborate with them, that we have had a full integration happen. Like I think that was yesterday. So we send stats, they take them. So now we sort of have to finish that off, and I'm expecting in some time from now we will have maybe some
Nice.
beta testing or something like that. So here's hoping. It's a stat tracker website.
I figured that much.
Yeah.
All right.
Which
We've seen
will
a
show all the
mock-up of
stats
it.
that you have accumulated from the
Ah.
whole early access.
It's like us individually or the game as a whole?
the game as a whole, everyone.
Ooh, cool.
So you will be able to see who is actually the best, I guess, clapper EU or whatever is always.
The clappers.
Nice. So, Rufin H is asking if we can talk a little bit more about the Ventrue, which we have announced in the past as the next clan that is coming up.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about the Ventrue?
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that, or
I think
I'm
we can
gonna
talk a bit about Ventrue, can't we? Talk
Yeah,
about
so
Ventrue?
we do have a new Ventrue archetype coming that we've been playtesting, and we're basically done with it. But I don't think we can really go
Yeah,
into the
we're not gonna-
details without a marketing person
No.
throwing something.
We're
No,
gonna
we're
save the details.
We're not gonna spill
for
it,
later.
but
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun to
We
play.
must
Yeah.
maintain the masquerade.
Yeah.
We cannot discuss
Yes,
the Ventrue.
exactly.
And it fulfills the sort of the fantasy of the Ventrue for sure.
Yeah.
I will say they definitely made Ventrue very cool. As a former Bloodlines player, I'm not used to it. Not what
Right.
I'm used to. Vito Luciano 7 asked if we have plans to release on PlayStation 4.
I can answer that one. That's a technical problem because
Okay.
this game requires an SSD more or less, or a fast hard drive, and any pre-gen console doesn't really have that ability.
Oh no.
We're streaming a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
Prague essentially, so we kind of require a fast hard drive
I see.
and fast memory to go with that. And so probably not is my
Okay.
answer.
We may but hope, but probably not.
Yeah.
Okay. And FaZe Ghoul is asking if the game will get released on mobile in future. And honestly, with like the chunky size that my new one is, I would not be surprised.
Don't promise them that. No, we're not going to release on mobile. For the same reason.
Yeah.
It's probably not able to run the game.
They can track us all over the world.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Ooh, that is a long question. Stephen A09 is asking if, since we are adding free items to the store, will we be expanding the base store size to compensate for daily cosmetic rotations?
I can answer that one. No, but we will be rotating them quicker in the next store refresh date, which is not directly connected to the patch. So that will happen.
Okay.
Coming soon,
Yes.
but not right away.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it's not with the patch? It's
No, it's
No, that's a separate system that feeds the store.
different system. All right. This is a hard name to read against that background. Joshua is 40. In H1Z1, the best thing they ever did was to make it so there was so many choices on outfits and changing it up that everybody was something. I think it's cropped.
probably
Was
unique. Yeah.
you was
Unique,
unique.
yeah.
It's 2001. Why can't we have that?
Well, I mean, that just takes a lot of content.
Yeah.
It takes time to build up a library of content that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we will get there.
Yeah.
If we're doing anything, it is we see that people love hairstyles. They,
Yeah.
they love anything that you can combine with everything else, obviously.
Yeah.
Hence, I want to be unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you play the game, or I want my vampire to be unique. We want that too.
Yeah.
We will add to that for sure, and we will add more content in the categories we already have.
I mean, like we said, we don't have a marketing person here, so I don't know how much I can say, but I can say that on the concept time, we are trying.
Oh,
we
yeah,
are
there's
doing
so
a
many
lot
cool
of
stuff.
drawings, designs, like we all want that stuff, and we're all trying to design things that we would love to play, and we hope you will love to play, and it's coming.
Just
Yeah,
takes
the turnaround time on content is quite long, so
Yeah.
we have to plan it way in advance, as you
We
well
should
know.
have like a stream where we just talk about first you send
Yeah.
it to the concept artist, and then you send it to get checked, and then you send it to the bottler, and then you get.
Yeah, exactly.
So where can we send people to find the patch notes for?
Yeah, so
the
after the
update.
stream, we're going to be posting the patch notes on our website and also on Steam. So there will be a Steam post on the events page that will go up, which has all the details of what this update contains. And it's roughly around 10 pages.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot.
I measured it in like Arial size, no, Times New Roman size 11
Six.
or 12 or
You're not in
something.
school, Nadia, could be so
No, but yeah, it's quite extensive, and there's a lot of changes. Much more than we have covered here right now, because there's a lot of numbers as well that we always like to share with you when
Right.
it comes to, you know, both balancing and other things like that.
We can give numbers on a live stream.
Yeah.
And one thing also that is about the patch notes is, you know, when we did the 0.5 update, which was the previous update, you know, we had the learning survey where we, you know, asked you guys what you thought about it. And we saw, you know, again that, you know, performance was something that was really important for you. So this is something that we've been trying to focus on. And the thing is, it takes time to get to the point where we want to reach, but it's an incremental path, right? We're doing a bit at a time. So for this update, there are some optimizations that we've done, mainly related to, there was an issue with DirectX 12 that we realized.
the shader generation. But and there was also a CPU improvement that should touch everyone's performance essentially in a positive
There was
way.
an audio issue as well that should help.
Exactly.
And
Some
then-
of this actually is a direct result of the PTE, the public test environment tests that we've run.
I was
So
just
it's
going to
really
talk
great
about that
people
because I
helped
think
with
that has really helped us identify both what our top issues are for people which have really good hardware and they should be able to play this game smoothly and they can't in some cases, and also figure out how we attack this in the best way, because our prerogative is to keep the game stable at all times. We don't want to push a patch like this one and then it crashes for half the people. That would be way worse. So we want to take this slow and steady, but to get it right. And the best way to do that is in a test environment. So look forward to performance tests on a test environment in your near future, where we will initially probably start with a lot of extra logging and extra stuff you can put on screen for us to record video and find out what causes these problems when we see them. We have ideas, obviously, but this will help us pinpoint that, and then we can attack them directly by making an improvement, send that out on the test environment, and measure and see, you know, did it move the needle?
Exactly.
And I think that's the thing with the PT, because you know there's so many different, you know, hardware configurations and also software configurations, and by you filling into those surveys and telling us exactly what the issue is, it makes it so much easier for us to decipher, to see like, okay, what is going on here? Because, you know, it's not as easy as by just going at like, oh, this is a low spec issue, because it's not, because we're seeing like there's some players that have very, very good PCs that are still having like strange issues. So this has really helped us to determine, you know, okay, what is actually going on here? And, you know, by your help, we've been able to find these things that we were fixing. So we're hoping to find more and more as we go along and fix.
Well, no, I hope to find less and less as
well.
well.
But
That's my hope. But also, I just want to thank everyone that spent a lot of time on Discord and talking to our QA people and me and whoever else that asked questions over time, especially because then they like try this, and that really helps paint a picture of what areas is the real problem ones. And one of the key areas on performance is content itself, like prog. We need to optimize prog more, and we will do that as well as part of this push for performance.
Which I guess answers the question about, please tell me there's optimization fixes, please tell me.
Yeah, there will be
there's
optimization fixes, but we need to test them thoroughly before we push them out, because just pushing them out is probably going to do more harm than good.
yeah,
Break
and then
something.
we want to hear from our PT players again, to hear, you know, is this better for you?
Yeah.
You know, how you experience this update. So we're looking forward to hearing what you have to say in the
Yeah,
PT channel.
I'm very interested to seeing if this patch specifically moves the needle for those players that had problems in the past.
So Kalim29 asks, what is our timeline on adding new clans, and what clans are being considered and or are next? I don't think we can.
I mean, we have a timeline on adding new clans and archetypes, and yeah, that's what I can say.
Yes, is your answer.
Yeah, I mean, we still haven't finished the roadmap yet that we shared previously. Like
Oh,
now,
yeah.
this update, you know, this is the second step in that roadmap. So
This is true.
there's still some way to go until we're ready to share more details.
And I think that roadmap should be available in the previous VOD.
Yeah,
if people
it's for
wanna
sure.
check
It's
for that.
available on Twitter and
yeah.
on Steam as well.
We shared the entire like plan for a year.
Yeah, for
It was a
this
long
year.
time.
Yep.
I cannot read next question.
Our Halloween quest gone tomorrow? No, actually, this patch contains more Halloweeny stuff in Elysium,
Yes.
and the Halloween stuff is gonna be live for the foreseeable future.
Excellent.
So don't feel rushing into finding out and getting that stripy
And thank you for
rainbowy
the question, Lobitan
shirt thing. I haven't gotten it yet.
And the glow paint? Is the glow paint done?
Yeah, I have that.
Yes. Oh, awesome. Multi-shook. What about more lore? Is there going to be something in the next patch?
don't think there's a
Lore maps.
lot of, I mean, we've got the new quests that have lore attached to, or narrative attached to them at least, but I don't think there's new journal entries in this. I can't remember seeing any.
No, I don't think so.
This wasn't originally part of our planning. We've done this patch as a reaction to community feedback.
Right.
So
Okay.
a lot of the lore stuff gets in on the regularly planned patches.
Okay. So this is
Lo-
like the
longer story arcs,
in-between
yeah.
Community patch, and then there's the story patch, and then the community patch, and the story patch.
Yeah, I think hopefully this is a special case.
Yeah, this
Okay.
took quite a lot of effort to
It
get to
was,
this
yeah,
point
it
this
was-
quickly, but we felt that it was really needed. So
Yes.
we didn't really focus on the narrative side of things because
Right.
that's sort of part of the bigger picture and
Right.
the two acts. This is sort of, I guess, Act 2 and a quarter or something, but it doesn't really change the act in any sense. It's a lot of really good features and balances and all of that
Balance
stuff.
and, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so Hovercat Z1 is asking if we have any PvE activities currently planned in.
I mean, the
works.
bots in onboarding, I would guess, is a PV activity if you want to classify it as such.
It is for me. It's my only chance at getting a kill. Yes, and let's see. Flip is asking if we can make if we can allow custom games with our friends or viewers.
I mean, that is a great thing. We obviously want like organized play to be possible in the future, but right now that is not a feature we're gonna spend a lot of time on yet.
It's a big undertaking.
Yeah, it's
and
quite a
we've got
big
lot of
thing to
priorities.
have like server spawn on demand and have gates to make sure you can't spawn too many. You know,
Right.
it's a whole ordeal. We need to focus on making the core of the game work out
Right.
first.
Okay. And SBC Packers is asking if we have any plans for reconnecting after crashing.
I mean, in connection to ranked mode, whenever we do a ranked mode, that's probably going to be on the list of things we would want as a feature.
Yeah, it's
I'm
almost
not saying that would be
required.
part of the first incarnation of it, but that's something we would expect from a ranked mode.
Yeah.
From a public queue, no.
Right.
It's not worth the effort to implement, to be honest.
Okay. So we've got questions regarding content creator programs, requirements for content creator programs. If anyone here can answer that.
I mean, what you can do is you can join our Discord and talk to Samir_Sharkmob to get some details. So, you know, make sure that you poke him, and yeah, he will be able to assist you on what the next step is if you want to join that.
Well, that is so that I think that was a good load of questions that we answered. And if we didn't get around to your questions this time, then hopefully the next stream we'll be able to cover PS5. We'll hopefully be able to see the results of this patch update. So new items in the store, new fixes, new optimizations, just a bunch of new stuff that we should all go check out, which will be really fun. And before we leave, before I forget, there is a new trailer that is currently available now on IGN. If you haven't seen it already, please go check it out because it is badass and frankly best plan. That's all I'm saying. I was gonna wear my NOS hoodie today, but I opted for the leather jacket.
It's the Nosferatu.
It's the Nosferatu trailer, guys. Please go check it out on IGN. It is super cool, introducing some fun characters. And yes, so thank you guys so much for joining on this stream. I hope to see you in Bloodhunt game.
Yep, in duos mode.
Ouch.
See you there.
See you. Bye.